Breaks a couple of tackles down to the near sideline.
He's at the 35.
Oh, he's gone. Breaks one tackle, brings in another tackle, and he could go. Oh, wide open touchdown. He got the first down. Unbelievable.
Welcome to Elk Grove Village for the Comcast Network High School Game of the Week. Tonight, Elk Grove High School against Buffalo Grove. Hello, everybody. Jim Blaney along with Kenny McReynolds, and maybe the weather playing into the hands of Buffalo Grove tonight. They had a 3-0 shutout last week in a defensive struggle and a win against Prospect. Kenny, expecting rain tonight. It might get soggy. Who knows? Maybe that's good weather for the Bisons.
Well, it rained about an hour ago, and it rained very hard. But the Bisons shut out number 18's Prospect last week. I don't care who the competition is. When you can shut out a team, your defense is pretty good.
Elk Grove comes into this game 5-0, and if they get this one tonight, Kenny, not only 6-0 and guaranteed to go into the state playoffs, but they'll also be 2-0 in the league, and they'll set themselves up nicely for the rest of the way.
Well, you know, Jimmy, they're off to their best start since 1979. It's their coach's last year, so that may be a little bit of momentum builder. They want to go out for the coach on top.
Now, when we talk about Buffalo Grove and their defense last week, they created a lot of turnovers. They forced some fumbles. Dan Higgins was one of the guys who was the best players in the field.
Well, when you talk about Dan Higgins, he's 6'4", 225 pounds. 2 sacks last week, and also a fumble recovery. Keep your eye on Big Dan.
And for Elk Grove, they may have a little bit more ability on offense than Buffalo Grove in this game. Who knows, might be the key to the contest. And Tim Podulka not only can get it into the end zone throwing, he can run it in as well.
Well, you know, Tim has 4 rushing touchdowns. He also has 5 passing. But with the wet surface, he may not be able to grip the ball tonight, but he can run. He can be very dangerous.
So it should be a very interesting contest tonight between two teams who are undefeated in the conference. Buffalo Grove and Elk Grove coming up. We'll have the starting lineups in the opening kickoff after this timeout.
You're watching the Comcast Network. Turn to us first.
The Daily Herald covers the big picture with a uniquely local focus. Take our award-winning sports section. Readers turn to the Daily Herald for the authoritative word on sports from preps to pros. Inject the provocative voices of Barry Rosner and Mike Imram, plus the Dean of High School columnist Bob Frisk. And you can understand why the Daily Herald offers Chicagoland's premier sports package. So whether you're looking to read about the pros or the preps, turn to the Daily Herald. The Daily Herald. Big picture, local focus.
For the ultimate in high school sports coverage, turn on Comcast and get in on the game with Sports Weekly. Join Dave Wills and Perry Williams each week for the latest scores and highlights from across Chicagoland. Sports Weekly gets you up close to the top players and the hottest teams in prep sports. So when you want some action, get in on the game with Sports Weekly. Thursday nights at 6:30 here on the Comcast Network. Chicago's leader in high school sports coverage.
And welcome back to the Comcast Network Daily Herald High School Game of the Week. We are in Elk Grove Village, and tonight Elk Grove against Buffalo Grove. The Grenadiers come in 5-0 and will really have the upper hand in the conference if they can pick up a victory in this one tonight. Jim Blaney along with Kenny McReynolds, and joining us on the sidelines tonight is Eric Schmidt. Eric, how are you tonight?
I am great, Jim. How are you tonight? Thank you very much. I'm sure you guys up in the booth can agree with me. If you've ever played sports, one of the things that you look back on with so much fondness is the camaraderie and unity that you get with playing with teammates. Well, Elk Grove coach Bazzali thinks that they got a really quick start this year. One of the reasons for that is the unity that they built this past summer in a 4-day camp at North Central College. They had no TVs, no computers, no phones, just football while they were there. And what they did was they grew together, they learned about each other. One of the guys that they learned about was offensive lineman that you'll see tonight, Mike Stencil. He was diagnosed this past January with a malignant tumor in his chest. They thought he was done with his football career. Fortunately for him and fortunately for the team, he was treated. He is back on the field today. Coach Bazzali says that he is a rock on that team. He is so happy for him. He's such a great kid. They wouldn't be here without him. And where they are right now is 5-0. Where they're trying to get is to extend that streak for Coach Bazzali. He is retiring from the sideline at the end of the year. Fellas, let's go back up to you for the game.
Thanks so much, and Mike Stencil is in the starting lineup tonight for Elk Grove. And there you get a look at the Buffalo Grove Bison, who Hey, last week, Kenny, you go in and you take out Prospect and you do it 3-0, play a lot of defense, force a lot of turnovers. As we mentioned, it's soggy out there right now. It's not raining right now, but it may start raining again, and it may be a defensive slugfest. So to me, very important that Elk Grove is going to receive the opening kick. They need to get some points on the board early because the track might get a little sloppy later on.
Well, and the track could be a little bit sloppy anyway, Jim, because it rained extremely hard here about an hour before the contest. And like you said, we know one thing for sure. Buffalo Grove has a good defense. They went in and shut out Prospect. Not an easy thing to do.
Grant Greenberg in to start the game. He will kick off, and he will angle it toward the sideline where it's taken at about the 20-yard line. And negative yardage for Elk Grove on the return as they get going backwards and finally turning upfield and heading forward before being taken down is Danny O'Donnell, who may be one of the shorter guys in the field, but also one of the quickest, as you saw there. Let's start out by taking a look at the starters for Elk Grove on offense. And as you see, with so many teams that get off to a great start, that they pile up a lot of points, they don't give up very many. We talked about Danny O'Donnell, 5'7", 155, has scored 4 touchdowns so far this year. We talked about Tim Podulka, the quarterback, and they go with a single back offense, very similar to, if you follow pro football, what the Houston Oilers used to run back in the days of Warren Moon, the 4 receivers. Podolka's first throw, complete little swing pass out to the flanker, and that will be driven out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. So it's a pickup of about 6 on the play. It'll bring up second down and about 4. Let's take a look at the Buffalo Grove defense. These guys really got the job done last week against Prospect, pitching a shutout across the front line, all seniors, all over 6 feet tall. Although Rory Compton may have to stand a little bit on his tippy toes to make that happen.
And, you know, there's one thing you cannot beat is experience. And they're in the shotgun now.
Tom Almanzo, number 12, is wide out to the right. As Elk Grove comes in the shotgun, they decide to run out of it. That's Jeff Moore running up the left side, and he does have a first down, just short of the 30-yard line. So Elk Grove comes out, 2 plays, they pick up a first down, they move the chains.
So you don't get much better than 2 plays and then your first down of the game. I like the idea of going into the shotgun and then handing off. Usually when you go into the shotgun, you're going to pass the ball. And this is a passing team. Little bit of trickery there in the shotgun. You hand it off, you get your first down.
Well, of course, it helps a lot, too, when you have good positive yardage on first down. Dan Souter, the tight end, lines up as one of the 3 receivers to the left. Moore is the lone setback.
Boy,
First down and 10. Podolka on the option, has Moore behind him, fakes the pitch and keeps, and he's dragged down from behind. A nice play chasing it down from behind by Dan Zarzinski, the linebacker. Didn't go for the fake. It's going to be a gain of about 2. It'll bring up second down and 8 from the Elk Grove 31-yard line.
That's an outstanding tackle by Dan. You notice they showed blitz. The offensive line picked up the blitz, but then Dan goes to the sideline. Great lateral movement. He didn't go for the fake. Outstanding tackle.
Officially second down and 9 from the 31. Moore the lone back. Once again, Podolka is under center. He'll roll to his left and look. Here comes the pressure, gets rid of it. Nice throw out into the flat, but just a little bit shy of Souter, his target. The offensive line of Elk Grove actually just held up the defensive lineman, and Podolka didn't show any panic. He knew he had some time. He threw it out there in the flat. He just missed his man.
And he just got it off because Dan Brzezinski was right there to put him on his back just as soon as he released the ball.
So now 3rd down and 9 for Elk Grove. So after picking up a first down on their first series of downs, now they face 3rd down and long.
4 wide.
Podolka straight back, look out. He steps up, but he could not get away from Zarzinski, who for the 3rd play in a row makes a big play on defense. He had the tackle on the option by Podolka on first down. He had the coverage on second down, and he just comes in untouched here on 3rd down.
He comes in untouched, and look, just with one arm. Just with his left arm brings him down. You have to be extremely strong to be able to do that. Untouched, he just goes in and grabs him with one arm. That shows how strong he really is.
Joe Brogni and Alex Nunez back to receive the punt. Joe Dixon is in to punt on 4th down and 15. Gets away the punt, end over end, tumbling kick. It's taken by Brogni at the 45-yard line, and immediately he is taken down and dropped by Tim Cromick.
That's good coverage.
very good coverage and a pretty decent kick as well. So let's take a look at the offense for Buffalo Grove as they come out for their first series of the game. Sam Donatucci, sophomore quarterback, but check out the size on a sophomore, Kenny. 6'4", 200, off to a great start, completing over 50% of his passes. And he has thrown for 4 touchdowns, but the negative, he's also thrown 5 picks.
But remember, he's only a sophomore.
Right. 9:53 remaining in the first quarter, no score. Little fake play action look downfield, man open for a second, and it's just incomplete. In and out of the hands of Bud Bosley, number 5.
But that was almost an outstanding play.
Well, if you're going to be throwing the football, you better have some guys that are going to get the job.